So far, whatever we discussed is all about the JVM architecture and how to write a sample program and what is an object and what is a class. So let's completely see what are the basic OOPS concept, and also we'll see few of the syntaxes for the creation of our coding practices. So in what is an object? So can someone say me the objects, the properties and the behavior of an animal? If someone can give me quickly any three attributes and three methods of an animal.
Properties, it's like eyes, nose, facial features, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Features to eat, to sleep, and to repeat.
Okay. So these are the behavior of any particular object, real-time object. And when we come to a class, it's like a blueprint. So whatever Kiriba has mentioned is common for all the animals. But for few animals, they walk half limb, and few animals will walk in a crawling position. So that is like it varies for each animal, right? That is what we consider as an object. So the state and the behavior for each object gets varied when you create an object for the respective blueprint of that particular class. So what apart from this, we have four major features. One is called as encapsulation. The second one is your polymorphism. The third one is inheritance. The fourth one is information hiding. Okay, so I can say this information hiding and encapsulation are kind of related one. So we can say three features on the whole. So what does this information does? So that is what we're going to see now. So encapsulation is kind of hiding all the details of that particular object. Okay, so that it's like maintaining a secure environment, and the data is very confidential, so don't leak out anything. So it's kind of wrapping up all the behavior. So you might have seen the capsule, right? In the medical shop, you would have seen the capsules. So if you see the capsule, so I'm just giving you an idea. So the capsule looks like this. But inside this capsule, you might have observed something like two different layers filled with, and one in the top will have a different color and one in the inside will have a different color. Sometimes it will be kind of fillers. Sometimes it will be a complete solid capsule. So, but the entire thing, whatever the structure looks like in inside, but we say it as a capsule, right? So the data which is inside this particular capsule is hidden. You never knew what is it until you see it or use it or taste it. But before that, you never know what is there inside this capsule, right? So this particular capsule holds two things. One is your attributes. I can say it as properties. And the other one is your methods or the functionalities. So all these things are hidden. So what is this capsule? This capsule is nothing but just an object. So this capsule is just an object reference. That's it. So whatever properties or methods are present for this is unaccessible or not viewable to anyone unless you give the privilege to use it. Unless you have the capsule with you and you're going to take it, unless then you'll not know what is actually it is. But as a medical shop owner, I know there's a capsule for me. That's it. But I don't know what is within it unless I open and see that completely. So it's kind of wrapping up all your properties and methods completely. It's kind of securing your data. So that is what we call as encapsulation. So why do we need encapsulation in our behavior is, since Java is secure, we don't need to share everything to everyone. So we have the possibility to hide the data. How we can do? So to do that, we have something called as access specifiers. Okay. So there are four access specifiers in Java. One is public. The second one is private. The third one is protected. And the fourth one is default. So what is public? So public is something you can tell to everyone. Anyone can know this information. There is no secrecy maintained here. So that is why we use public when we create a normal class for the first time and it has a driver method. Then we define it, the method as well as the class is public. So it is common. You can make it visible to anyone. When it comes to private, you don't want the data to be shared to anyone. So you're making it secure. So in that case, all your information would be private. So no one can access it. Only in that particular class you will be able to use that particular property or a method. So all these access specifiers are verified at the class level, okay, or the package level. So let me come to the package first. So if I'm writing a new program every time, so I just give public class, let's say sample, and within that I have this public static void main string args, and within that I have my piece of code. So this is what your structure looks like. But every time when you write classes, you don't have a package. So right now the single class, it's fine. But when you maintain multiple classes, right? For example, if you're having multiple, so here I have email app, here I have coding programs, here I have online bank app, right? So whenever you have multiple kind of applications or multiple kind of code values, you have to segregate into each package. So it's basically like you're setting up in a directory. How do you create multiple folders and keep your data? Same way in Java, we segregate based on the package. And this is what we call as the package level. So whatever programs you write within this package level would be present here. And whatever you write within that particular class will be present here. So this is what a package is. So package is kind of, you can have multiple group of classes within that particular directory. So that is what a package is. So group of files in a specific directory to be maintained for your own purpose, we call it as package. And this public is accessible at class level as well as at the package level. So for example, let me say right now I have this email under email app package. Say for example, I wanted to use this email under coding programs. So let me create one new class. So if I'm going to use my email, right, this is imported here, right? So I'm able to use this particular email, which is in a different package, to this particular one because my email is a public class. So I'm able to access it in a different package. So this is what public is all about. So you can access it in a different class or in a different package as well. So right now what you've seen is it's in a different package. If I'm going to use it in the same, say example in the email app, I've already used it as an email. So I'll be able to use that particular within the same package or in this class level or outside a different package at the same class level because it's a public. Let me see what happens if I'm trying to import a private. So let me create one new class. So I'm making this private, right? So what is the error you're getting here?
So modify private not applicable.
Yeah. So you can't use your private at the class level. You can use it only for your attributes, not for your class. So you can't use it for your class. So if you don't have anything, any keyword in before class, then it is said to be default class. Okay. So if you don't have anything, then it is said to be default. If you have some keyword like public or protected. So let me say if I'm using protected. So you can still see the modify protected is not allowed here. So you can't directly use it under these circumstances. Only you can use protected when you have a relationship between those two classes. Unless then you can't use that particular class. Say example, let me create a new class called mother. Okay. And now let me create a new class child. And right now I'm extending. I haven't taught you what all these keywords are, but just understand what I'm doing. I'm just telling like this child has the features of that particular mother. In this, if I make protected, I should be able to create something within that as protected. But in case of usual class creation, you can't do that. So I'll come to this little detail when I come to the topic called inheritance. But right now, just understand that the private is something which is very restricted. You can't allow anyone into it. So it's very restricted place. When it comes to protected, unless it has some relation with that particular class or a package at the class level. So basically like kind of a relationship between any two, then only I can use this protected keyword. When it comes to default, there is no keyword for it. Okay, no keyword for your particular class. It's just empty, no keyword. Then that can be accessed at your class level, not at the package level. Okay, so just understand, we'll come to this by with the real-time example when we start doing with in terms of inheritance as well. So right now, just understand what is an access specifier. So those are the specifiers. You can use it to your classes, to your methods, or to your properties. Okay, and when you give it as a public, it's accessible at class level and the package level. If you give it as private, it is only accessible within that particular class and not even to the package level. If it is protected, you can access a class and protect it unless only if you have any relationship defined between these two classes. And default is only accessible within that particular class and not at package level. So this is something you need to know as an access specifier. Now let's come to again encapsulation. So what can I do is, if you see here, in the mother, I'm saying a property. So public string, what can I say, height. Okay, and I'm giving one more property, private int weight. I'm just giving few random properties. So now if I need to access it, right, let me use this in the email app. For example, if I'm using here, I'm creating mother object equal to new mother. So now if I need to access the property of the mother, I'm able to see only the height property. I'm not able to see the property weight because it is private. So it's not accessible outside this particular class. So how can I access it? To access that, we need something. So this is what, if you need mother.height, I can get it. Or if you want some to assign some value, I can do it. But it's not possible if your variable is private. To do that, we need something called as getters and setters, or mutators or accessors. So getters and setters, or sometimes they called it as mutators or accessors. So basically, if you want to use this particular private object, I need to have the relevant method or control to use that or to set the values. So basically, if you have this weight, right now the mother weight has nothing. I don't have any value for it, but I need to set the value for weight. I need to set the value for height. So in that case, what I can do is I can create one method, public void set weight. That's it. Now, what does void do? Void doesn't return anything, but it sets the value. So I'm giving int weight. So what I'm going to do, weight is equal to whatever value I passed, I'm setting it. Now, if I go to this email app, okay, mother.setWeight, I'll be able to give some value, and I am able to access this private value. So earlier, this was not accessible as a variable, and I'm not able to get anything. But right now, I'm able to set the value with some method, a random method which I created, which doesn't return anything. So what if I want to get the value? Right now, I'm setting it as weight as 10, but I don't want to set, but I want to get the actual value of that mother. In that case, I need to have a return type. So the return type of the weight is int. So what I'll do is int, and I'll say get weight. And get weight does not needed any parameters. I'm just going to get the actual value what the weight has. So I'll say here return. So return is a keyword when you want to get some data from that method. And what is the attribute I have here? Weight. So this is the structure to create your getters. So this is your get method, and this is your set method. Okay, so right now I have created it. Right now, let me go to my email app and then try to get mother.getWeight. So I'm able to use the private value. So this is earlier setting. Now I'm able to use the private value with a object, which is more of a public and a default. You can even give public. If you want to give nothing, if it's just a default, still it's accessible. So this is something, when your data is private, you're trying to access it with the relevant secured information. Unless that, you can't use the private related values. So that is why private is the one we use predominantly whenever you're creating any particular class level attributes or properties, and that has to be very much secured. Then we always prefer to create the variables with private. If you use public, this particular attribute is accessible anywhere, and anytime you can modify the data without using this particular getters and setters. So far, any questions? No questions? So encapsulation is basically to secure your data, that is your properties and the methods. Okay, using your access specifiers. So are we good with this one? Or you have any clarifications or questions?
Sneha, that get set method is there, no getter setter actually.
Yeah.
It is to access the private variable outside the class, but we will be declaring that method, that get set method, inside the class where we define that private variable, right?
Yes,
and we need
exactly.
to access using that method outside the class.
Yeah, because if you give this weight, if I'm trying to use this one through the mother object, mother.weight, I don't get that object itself. I don't get that property itself. So to access it in a specifically more secured way, I'm creating one method called getWeight, and where I can actually use that private attribute. So basically it is wrapped within your public access specifier and not directly as private.
Okay,
You're wrapping
so
your private
like
attribute within your public method.
Yeah, using the get method, I can access that value and I can use it in that class. How way like that set method will be used actually?
So right
Get
now
is like
in this particular class, there is no value for weight. If I need to give some value, so right now I'm saying I'm a student, my ID is 100, but I haven't got any ID 100 here. It just has a value ID, but it doesn't have any value. So if I give this mother dot get weight 10, and if I use this mother dot get weight, okay. If I now print it, I should get the 10 value. Okay. And before this, if I'm trying to access it, okay, before that, I haven't set the value. So let me comment the other stuffs. So let me run this program. So if you see, initially my weight was empty because it's a data type of int. Okay, I haven't covered the data type yet, but right now it's int. Int has a default value called 0. So when I call this particular weight, I got 0. But later I set the mother's weight as 10. And when I'm trying to access it, I'm able to get the value. So to a private variable, if you want to give some input or if you want to fetch some input for that particular private attribute, you can only get it through the getter and setter method.
Okay. In case like in my mother class already has some value for the weight, I might have got at the initial step itself, right? Like
yes, exactly. So right now I haven't assigned any value. So let me cover the data types little later, but you have all the data types will have a defaulted value as per the JVM architecture. So that is why you're getting a value of 0 and you're not getting any error.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So are we good here? Okay. Then let me go ahead with the variable declarations and few of the other stuffs before going to the next object-oriented type called polymorphism and inheritance. So before covering up this, I'll just tell you what is what, and we'll be learning the syntaxes for developing your code base, and post that we'll be working more detailed for entire programming. Okay. So what is polymorphism? So what are you able to understand from the keyword polymorphism? Any inputs from you guys? So I'm splitting the word into two, poly and morph. Just leave this. So what is poly?
Many.
Okay, and
Poly
morph.
means like
So you have
whenever we
heard
form
this. They have morphed your photo. You have heard this word, right? What is morph?
shape or form.
Yeah. So basically, you can all these concepts are related to your object. Okay. So what is poly is it can take many forms. So your object can have many forms. It need not be as the same form for every particular blueprint. It can be getting varied for each structure. So as you seen earlier, if I'm going for animal and if I'm taking cat equal to new animal, and this particular cat has a method as walk, okay, and this particular cat has a method called eat, okay. And similarly, I can have one more thing, say let's say for reference dog. So I can have dog and it has its own style. Right now I'm just invoking it, but I haven't defined any logic here. If I need to have a unique logic for this particular walk and this particular walk, so how can I give that? So basically, for each object, a different behavior can be given, and that can be achieved through this polymorphism. So that is what we called as polymorphism. So just understand what is what. We'll go in a deeper once you learn few other technical concepts of Java. The next one is inheritance, which is pretty much known for everyone. It's something getting inherited or ancestors information, or something you're getting from elder one, right? Something you're getting from a higher level to a lower level. That is called as inheritance. So basically any kind of relationship from a mother to a child, right? So we get the features of few from mother and few from father. So there are kinds of relationship. You might get both the features from your mother and father, or you can get only one feature from your mother, or you can get one unique feature from your father. So basically some kind of relationship, right? That is known as inheritance. And this kind of inheritance is can be achieved through a relationship. And we have 4 kinds of relationship, we can say. One is has a relationship, one is kind of relationship, one is a relationship, another one is part of relationship. So what is this and all? What are these types of? I know I have a relationship with my mother, so I can say I'm mother and child. That is very known. What is these combinations? Has, kind, is, part. What is it? So for example, you are trying to book a ticket. Say for example, you're traveling to Dubai and you're trying to ticket a ticket from Chennai. So when this particular relationship is happening between your topmost class, that is your parent class, and the lower level, the subclass, which is a child class, right? So when there's a relationship happening between you at a very higher level, that is only at a class level, then we can say it as a kind of relationship. How I can say it's a kind of relationship? For example, now I'm saying like I'm going to book a ticket from Chennai to Dubai. I can say my ticket is a confirmed ticket, or it's still in a pending ticket. It's not yet confirmed, or I can say it's still I haven't booked my ticket. So there are multiple states of your ticket, right? But still it's a ticket, but it has a state, whether it's a confirmed ticket or it's a pending ticket, or it's still you're trying to cancel your ticket. So there are multiple states, right? So it's basically something you're defining your class, the ticket class. It's not yet completed, but you're trying to manipulate the level of class information, then we can say it's a kind of. So basically your ticket is not yet confirmed or not yet booked completely, but it falls into that particular ticket relationship. Then we'll say it's a kind of class. So I don't want to dig much into this right now. You'll get to know each variant once you start programming So that basically there are 4 varieties, and for each variety you will be doing a coding practice. So next is the relationship. So basically my ticket to Dubai is a confirmed ticket and is a kind of a ticket. So understood? So what I'm trying to say is, so right now I have here a confirmed ticket. And here I have something called ticket. So this is my blueprint class ticket. Okay, and this is the confirmed ticket. Right now you're traveling, you're saying like, what kind of relationship does it fall into? So this confirmed ticket and this ticket is said to be kind of, because the ticket is the actual category which we are discussing, which holds your ticket name and the age and the confirmation details, everything. But on top of this, I'm saying confirmed ticket. That is like kind of. So it's basically you're saying confirmed ticket is a kind of ticket. So you might have here you might have something called as cancel ticket, right? This is again something, a combination or a type of this particular ticket and not exactly the subclass. So basically you can say your ticket can be any genre, but that falls into the kind of this ticket. Only the class. The ticket is my class, confirm ticket is my class, cancel ticket is my class. That's it. Whatever reference you're creating as part of this particular class is not considered here. We are considering only the blueprint of this. So if it's a confirmed ticket, you would have got your seat number. If it's a cancelled ticket, you would have got a refund or you have lost your money. So basically, this is the kind of relationship. So what is the relationship? So is the relationship is, and right now I'm getting Dubai ticket. So this is basically it's a ticket for Dubai, right? So ticket for Dubai is a confirmed ticket and it's a kind of ticket. So now I'm creating one more relationship here. And here I'm naming it is a. So basically, I'm taking a ticket of Dubai, which is confirmed, and that falls into the kind of ticket class. Now, if I say if you're taking a ticket for Europe, then I can say ticket for Europe is a confirmed ticket and is a kind of ticket class. So basically, you understood the relationship between isse and a kind of, or you still have questions here?
No, Sneha, it's fine.
So basically, when you're comparing here the kind of, you're looking for the classes. Okay. When you're comparing the isse relationship, you're looking for your objects. Okay. So if I'm using one more ticket here, so which includes like ticket for USA, then this is again one more object. So this object is of confirmed ticket class, and this confirmed ticket class is part of ticket class. So this is the relationship between isse and a kind of. So far no doubts, right? Are we good to proceed to the next relationship?
Yes, Sneha.
Okay.
I'm good.
Say, let's take one more example. I have something called address. And have one more class called student. Okay. So every student has to give his address when he's joining a college, and he has to give the relevant address. So, and apart from this address, he should also give his other details like ID, name, and phone number, parents' details, other attributes. But address is also one part of student. So what we have to do here is, this is a part of that particular object, not a complete object. So in this, I'm having other details. So I'm having the ID, parent details, okay, and I'm having the name and having the age. So these are the other attributes, but I'm also having the address. So what I'm doing with an address, street name, I'm having the road name, I'm having the area, I'm having the district, I'm having the country, and I'm having the state. So within the student, I have one more parameter as address, which is also a class, but this is kind of relation as an attribute. So it's a part of this student, but it also acts as a separate class, separate blueprint of address, separate blueprint of student. But the student has this address, student has the ID, student has the parent name, student has his own name and age. So when it is a part of this particular class, then it is called as part of relationship. So in our case of ticket, right? What can be the part of the ticket? The ticket can have its own ID. The ticket can have its reference number, PNR number. So what are attributes which comes under that particular ticket? Then we say such kind of relationship as part of relationship. So any questions here in the part of?
No, so far good.
No.
Okay. The same thing, if as address is part of student, right? If I want to say student has address, should I say student has address or should student has a part of address? What would be the right sentence here? Address is part of student, student has address. Both actually sounds good, right? But why did I bring the relationship called has a here? So here we called as has a. So I'm saying student has an address. Address is part of student. So if you go from your child class to your parent class, you can say it as part of. When you're coming from your parent class student to your child class as an address, then you say as in has a relationship. So basically there are 4 kinds. One is kind of when you're comparing with the variety of classes. And the one is like in respective to objects, then it is called is a relationship. When you're trying to communicate between the attributes of that particular class, there the attribute is also a class. Then we can say either a part of or a has a relationship. Any questions here or any questions or clarifications? Okay. Let me create one more. So let me go with the same ticket example. So now I'm creating a class here. Let me wrap it up with this particular one. So you get an idea on the inheritance concept, and then we'll continue with the syntax and everything tomorrow. So right now, so we have something called as UML diagram, Unified Modeling Language. So whenever you wanted to understand what is an object, what is a use case, what are the uses in this particular class, in that case, we always prefer to start with a UML diagram. So for that purpose, right now, your this particular square, right, will be segregated into 3 sections. One is your class, one will be your attributes and the properties. The third one will be your methods. So right now I'm going with the class ticket. Okay, so my class name is ticket. So what are the properties I have as a ticket? Can someone tell me the properties of a ticket? I'm saying
No.
flight number. So any other attributes you can tell me?
Timings.
Yeah, date,
Source and destination.
time. Yeah, destination. Right? So let me go with these 4 right now. So what are the methods of this particular ticket? What are you going to do? You're going to book the ticket or you're going to cancel a ticket. So these are the
Cancel.
features of that particular ticket, right? So I can say book the ticket, or I can say cancel or reschedule, right? I'm just going with the usual terminologies which we are aware of. So this is my actual class ticket. Now I'm saying one more class, which is confirmed ticket. And this class is confirmed ticket. And this confirmed ticket also has the same attributes like your flight number, date, time, destination. But apart from that, what I'm going to do is, if your ticket is confirmed, you will get one more attribute called seat number. Right? If your ticket is confirmed, you would have got your seat number. but still you have these properties as a part of your confirm ticket, right? And here you can have your seat related details, like if you want to give type 2 AC or type 1 AC, whatever you want. You can use the relevant attributes to book your other additional facilities which you want as part of your confirm ticket. Now let me create one more class called requested ticket. Okay, I'm not going for cancel. Let me go with requested ticket. So what is the requested ticket has? So it also has flight number, date, time, destination, everything. But what is the own attribute it has as part of this requested ticket is status. So basically the ticket which you have booked, unless it gets confirmed, you will be monitoring the status of the ticket, right? Once your ticket is in, whether it's a pending or still it's not confirmed, whatever status. So the ticket is in a partial way, it's not completely booked. So in that stage, you look and monitor based on the status. You can also have one more attribute called PNR number, right, to monitor your status. For that purpose, we have the requested ticket. So basically, this confirmed ticket is a kind of ticket. This relationship is a kind of ticket. So it's a type, or you can say it's a type of ticket, right? That is what we say here as kind of. And when you create an object for confirmed ticket and you try to use these attributes of flight number, date, time, destination, then we say it as is an object. So that's when you're creating an object for this, and you're trying to reuse for that particular ticket, then you say it as is a relationship. This particular confirmed ticket is a relationship. It has a relationship with the ticket as well as the confirmed ticket. So then you can say like, okay, I'm creating an object of new up ticket. That is a confirmed ticket and it's a kind of ticket. So I'm creating an object here. And here this object is kind of new arc. And this object is kind of USA. So what I say here is, this is kind of is a relationship. So the new arc is a confirmed ticket and is a kind of this ticket. So this is what we are trying to convey. So this is how we try to start creating understanding the object structure. So far, any questions?
No.
Are we good here in the inheritance type? What is inheritance and what type of relationship we have with inheritance? Is silence, can I take it as yes, or you have questions?
Yeah, it's okay for me.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just wrap it up what we saw today. So basically in OOPS concept, we have something called encapsulation or information hiding. So we can also give this term as called as abstraction. So basically, you're not giving me the complete details, but you're just telling me an overview. It's a capsule, but you don't know what is there behind, what is its own functionality. Then we give it as an abstract or an encapsulation. The way we can use the hidden data is what we cover up in this particular abstraction and encapsulation. What is polymorphism? Where you can create more than one form of object, then you call polymorphism. Inheritance is a kind of a relationship you build in between your classes to make your functionality in a better way, then we called as inheritance. So, and there we have 4 kinds of relationship: kind of, is a, part of, and has a. So let's learn tomorrow the syntaxes for your creation of variables and some other Java syntaxes. And we try to build in everything, whatever we learned here as part of our coding practice tomorrow. So, and also try to download STS 4.6.2 version and have it installed in your system. Just exe file. You don't need to have it ready installed. You can just download the package. We can do the installation as we.
What is the package?
I can ping you in the WhatsApp group. Just download that exe file or the tar file as per your OS.
Okay.